Hi, I'm Lauren Horn, and this is my presentation for my action research study entitled The Effectiveness of Technology for Distance Learning, due August 2nd, 2020, for class CE 635 for the University of West Alabama colleagues and Dr. Howard. My project setting is at Greenwood Elementary in Bessemer, Alabama. We are part of the Jefferson County School System. The students that attend Greenwood live in the surrounding Bessemer and Helena cities. A neighboring Greenwood Elementary is around the corner, but it's part of Bessemer City's school system. A new school for us is currently being built a few miles away and will be called McCullough Elementary. We will be combined with students from McAdory Elementary, who is currently overloaded with students. The goal is to make McCullough Elementary and McAdory Elementary similar in size, with 750 students each. Currently, Greenwood Elementary has 250 students and McAdory Elementary has near 1,000. With the completion of this new change, this will ensure that both schools will have access to equal funds so that all students will have access to the same level of resources. The picture in the upper left-hand corner is the current Greenwood Elementary. The picture in the upper right-hand corner is a rendition of the soon-to-be-built McCullough Elementary. What is the problem? Distance learning has become the new normal with the current coronavirus pandemic. Schools in Alabama were forced to complete the 2019-2020 school year from their homes. The state of Alabama created a distance learning plan for all schools to finish out the school year. Schools were thrust into a different way of learning at home. Teachers at Greenwood Elementary used a variety of online platforms, including Google Classroom, weekly virtual meetings using WebEx and Google Meet, email, and phone conversations. This study investigated the effectiveness of these platforms and which ones received the best participation and ease of use by analyzing student and teacher feedback. What is the burning question? The purpose of this research project was to determine the extent to which the chosen digital learning platforms were effective based on the participation rate and teacher surveys. The two questions were, if students participated in online distance learning platforms, which one was the most effective based on participation? And what were the teachers' opinions on the implementation of distance learning, and what did they think could be improved? What did I learn from the literature review? The literature was found to contain gaps in the subjective aspects of best platforms for distance learning specifically, and how teachers can improve this. If implemented and used properly, technology can be used to help and support academic achievement. Additionally, teachers must be given the knowledge and familiarity with current computer programs so that they feel comfortable enough to integrate this new way of teaching with technology. While the literature has shown an increasing interest in distance learning in recent years, little has been done to research the aspects of the correct type of distance learning platforms specifically and ways to integrate them successfully. What is the action plan? Conduct online distance learning through the end of the 2019-2020 school year for 5 weeks. Document contact made by students and parents according to digital platforms used, including Google Classroom, weekly virtual meetings, email, and phone calls. Then send out a link to an online survey to Greenwood faculty to determine their reflections on distance learning practices. And finally, analyze the data to determine the digital platforms that were used effectively, including data collected by the weekly contact checklist and the faculty survey. What were the results? The pie chart shows the compiled number of contact responses made by all students during the 5-week distance learning period. Virtual meetings were the most used platform. Email was the second most used platform. Surprisingly, Google Classroom came in last. This chart shows additional data to support previous research concerning the importance of face-to-face contact during virtual learning. The raw data shows the total number of contact responses by each student using the formats of virtual meetings, phone calls, emails, and Google Classroom. The P indicates the students that chose to complete assignments by using a paper packet. The V indicates the students that chose to complete assignments online. And in analyzing the data, it was surprising that many students that chose to complete assignments using the paper packets also were able to attend the weekly virtual meetings. The data shows additional proof of the importance of virtual meetings during distance learning. Additional data was compiled by sending a survey to the teachers asking their opinions of the virtual learning platforms. This chart shows the comfort levels of the teachers according to the available Google platforms. 1 represents not comfortable at all, and 5 represented very comfortable. The application that the teachers felt most comfortable using was Google Docs. This is in part because this is the platform most accessed by the teachers by creating lesson plans, as well as accessing documents created by district leaders who also use this platform. The application that the teachers felt the least comfortable using was Google Drawing. Additional questions on the survey showed that teachers were interested in learning more about the different Google applications. They also wanted to learn more about other distance learning applications that the district offers, including Edgenuity, Screencastify, and ClassTag. The answers to the survey questions further prove the importance of giving teachers the resources and professional development they need to allow them to successfully implement technology. How will the results be used? This study will allow the faculty at Greenwood Elementary to improve their current distance learning practices in order to prepare for the possibility of continuing distance learning in the future. With the future of our instruction unknown for the upcoming school year, now is the time to reflect upon the digital learning effectiveness of the past in order to plan for possible digital implementation in the fall. So far, the teachers at my school have been told that the district has purchased some additional technology tools to be used during the upcoming school year, including Schoology and Edmentum. I am not familiar with either of these platforms, but we are assured that we will have opportunities to be trained in using them. This action research study shows the importance of professional development as well as training parents and students on how to use virtual applications. I hope that this district can use my action research results to ensure that not only the teachers, but students and parents receive training on how to properly use these new technology applications. My reflections. If I had to do the study again, I would add an extra survey to ask the students and parents their opinions on distance learning procedures. I think that this additional data would be helpful in looking at how the students and parents felt the distance learning time went. I also would like to investigate other platforms such as ClassTag. I have learned that this application can collect data on student participation. This would be another additional element of data that could further help research and effectiveness of technology. What I have learned. This research proposal has allowed me to find relevant research about current practices in technology integration in the classroom. I learned that many teachers struggle to keep up with the demands of the ever-changing digital tools made available to teachers. I also learned through research that technology is the new way of learning, and it is shown to be an effective way to motivate and encourage students to learn. It's important for teachers to embrace technology and learn to see its benefits, even if it may be difficult to learn. Learning is what teaching is all about, and teachers should continue to learn just like they encourage their students to do. What is the new problem? This research study has allowed me to see that the main thing that teachers want is high-quality professional development. Teachers are asked to use technology, but not always given the proper resources or training in order to implement it successfully. The new problem in the cyclical pattern of action research then is how can school districts ensure that teachers have the resources and training they need for technology integration? The cyclical pattern of the action research process would continue as I would further investigate ways in which the district or school could successfully implement proper professional development in technology platforms. As my education specialist degree is wrapping up, I reflect on all of the wonderful professors and classmates that I have been able to interact with and learn from using technology. I am living proof that education can successfully occur solely through the use of online platforms. I hope that my research, as well as other research, will continue to ensure that technology is used properly to educate our society and encourage future lifelong learners such as myself.